talking about the three biggest mistakes that people going through divorce make. And listen, guilty as charged. I've been there, done that, got the divorce sucks t shirt. So I understand how overwhelming, how stressful this process is. And it leads to a lot of mistakes. And I'm going to share with you the three biggest mistakes that divorcing people make. And I'm going to do a series. So I'm doing today, I'm going to talk about the most common mistake that divorcing people make. And I was here. I did it. And tomorrow I'm going to talk about the most controversial mistake. And I'm going to get a lot of shit for that. And that's okay. It is okay. And then on day number 3, we're going to talk about the costliest mistake, the thing that is going to cost you the most in your divorce and how to avoid that. All right, so let's jump right into it. So, what is the most common mistake that people make? It's kind of twofold, actually. It's relying too heavily on your attorney, on a divorce attorney. Not only that, I'm going to add also hiring an attorney too soon. So let me give you a case in point. With a recent client that I had, she hired me because she wanted someone to help her like get a plan. And actually, you know what? Her plan was to hire me so that she would know how to pick an attorney. Like that's we're gonna get a game plan for that attorney. And after our first session, we realized that's not the priority at all. We really needed to get some financial assets in place and strategize and really get some other things in order. So most people run out there. And again, you know what? She hasn't hired an attorney yet. She's still getting everything in place and getting assets together and getting a financial plan and communicating with her ex about co parenting and setting up a co parenting plan. So much of this can be done if you become the CEO of your divorce. Most people, they make the rash decision, I hate my ex, I'm so ready to be divorced, I'm ready to get this marriage over, and they run out and they file right away to get the divorce started. And you know what? All you do, if you don't have a plan together, if you don't know what you want, all you're doing is burning through that retainer, okay? Because your attorney is going to want to know, I need all the financial documents, I need all the financial, information. I need you to set out what you want to do in terms of co-parenting and parenting time and, make all these decisions and da, da. So you have all this stuff to do. And if you're doing that after you've hired an attorney, you're going to burn through that retainer. But if you do these things prior and you plan and you strategize and you start learning how to communicate differently with your ex, because if you've got kids together, you are still going to have to communicate with your ex. So learning new communication patterns with your ex is also part of this as well. So if you do that, and the other thing that most people make the mistake when it comes to their attorney is that they ask a billion questions and then they realize, oh, snap, like I just, didn't realize it was $500 an hour every time I was calling them or emailing or whatever it was. And so the thing is, your attorney is just there to implement your desires and your wishes into your legal plan and to make it a legal and to help guide you through that legal process. But if you don't know what you want, you don't know, what your assets are, you don't know and have an idea and you don't have a compromise, you're not ready to compromise and do those things, it's going to be very difficult and it's going to be very expensive. So there are definitely some ways you can save yourself time and money and heartache going through this process by being prepared and becoming the CEO of your divorce and making decisions like a boss. That's really what it's about. It's about stepping into this process. It's still going to be a slow process, still going to take you time, still going to be draining. I get it. But if you have the right support in place and you have put together your divorce team, because this is a life altering decision and you need the right people helping you make the right decisions. You need an attorney For sure. I'm not arguing with that. But you really need a good realtor, a real estate attorney, possibly, a financial planner or a financial advisor, a divorce coach to help you manage the emotions and help you make those decisions from a place of higher self, right? So, look, if you need help with that, if you want some support navigating this process, getting a strategy in place, knowing what your options are, knowing what you're entitled to, and getting the resources that you need as you're going through this, just send me a DM and I will help you get the 3 steps that you need to develop strategy to feel confident through your divorce, okay? You don't have to feel railroaded, you don't have to feel overwhelmed. There is help available. So just reach out to me and I'd love to set up that plan with you. Okay, so I'm looking forward to tomorrow when we talk about the number one controversial thing that really costs people in so many ways in divorce. Okay, all right, talk to you tomorrow.